With us for this segment is Mellie Williams and Terrie Stevens. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you're with Legacy Hospice.
We are.
Of North Arkansas, yes.
Yes, and you're new. You used to be an intern
I am.
here. Yeah, that's
I know,
awesome.
It's awesome to be back. I'm
Now,
excited.
Mellie's always wanted a position where she cares for people, so this is perfect for her.
It is. And her enthusiasm, we noticed right away. And
Kind of infectious, isn't it?
It is. But it's a good thing, especially when you're having a service that helps so many people.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
So what is your job exactly?
I'm a community educator, so we go out and talk to the community and educate them about what hospice is and what Legacy does and how fantastic we are, because we really are. I got to ride with some of our RNs the other day just to see kind of what they did and, you know, what their process was and how they dealt with the patients. And I cried the entire time.
I think she got initiated very well.
I did. It was horrible, but the
Now explain
RNs
horrible. Please don't leave that.
The horrible part was just the patient. You know, it was so
The
sad.
circumstance of
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they dealt with it perfectly. I cried.
But it
They
was
were
horrible because
awesome.
of the situation they were in before you saw them, is that right? Or
No, I went and rode with the patients that we have now.
Okay.
And got to see, you know, what they did and how they dealt with it, and they were fantastic. They
cool.
just
Yeah.
so compassionate and so just perfect. It really is an excellent thing. So
And what is your association?
I'm the patient care coordinator,
Okay.
so I am the administrator of the Harrison office for North Arkansas Legacy Hospice. And, of course, we have our nurses. We have our community educator, Mellie, but we have nurses and aides, volunteers, bereavement services, chaplain services, social worker services as a basic starting point for all the patients that have hospice
Well, for people that
services.
don't know what Legacy Hospice does, kind of fill us in, tell the audience what you do.
Okay, well, Legacy Hospice provides hospice services, and this is a service that is for any individual that has a condition, disease. Historically, people would think of cancer, but we also cover other things that cause you to be terminal, COPD, congestive heart failure, dementia. And when your disease progress has gotten to a point where your physician feels like you have 6 months or less in your prognosis, then we can step in and provide all these services. And I think there's probably been a stereotype with hospices in general in that some people think, well, it's the people that come when you're ready to die. But our goal really is comfort, palliative care, and our goal actually is to make sure that each day is the best it can be.
And it's not a doom and gloom because you do bring a ray of sunlight to their life, don't you?
Right. And actually, many times, the patient improves because they do have nurses that are helping and educating them, maybe being that advocate with the physician, so they're getting some symptoms controlled better. We're doing teaching on diet, just how to manage their condition better.
And you're also support for the families
Oh,
who
definitely.
go through this whole process.
It's a
as well.
holistic process. In other words, you know, we treat the patient in their extended environment, wherever they reside, whether it be at home or nursing home. That includes a caregiver, the family, maybe even friends. And our chaplain, Kerry Liggett, he does an excellent job with reaching all those, and our social worker and our bereavement coordinator, just whoever needs to.
So if people are interested in Legacy Hospice, what are some of the things they need to know before they call you?
Well, actually, if they're interested or just curious, they could call, and I could go over some particulars with them, or they could call and request some information. We could send it to them. Our phone number is 870-743-6996. That actually is available 24 hours a day. After hours and on weekends, it rolls to an on-call service, and they can just say, we need to speak to Terrie Stevens, because they know that any call directly to me has to be put forward. So,
Okay.
but, you know, dementia is a large diagnosis group, and some people still don't realize that, but when you know that there's been a decline in a patient's condition, and that may just be they're no longer eating, they're losing weight, They can't provide their personal care issues anymore, so they're needing assistance. And the good thing about our group is that if we go out and with the doctor's order, everything's got a doctor's order, and we say, you know, you do have these conditions, but maybe you're not quite ready for a hospice service, then we get with their physician and let them know and see if maybe they could have a home health, which is a little different. It's curative and it's progressive and more aggressive. And we still try to get them a service, whether it's with us or not.
Well, that's good.
Do doctors call you from time to time?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, anybody can give a referral, but our doctors will call and say, you know, we've got this patient, and I've talked to them, and we'd like to get
You
things
step
set
in
up.
there and
Right.
help go through the process.
Right, and it is real good because we always have the primary care physician's input and orders and direction, but also every 2 weeks we have a meeting and we sit down with our medical directors, and they come to every one of these meetings and all the staff, and we review what's going on with the patient so that we're all on the same page, and the physicians can advise us, well, that's good, you know, keep it up, or why don't you get with their doctor
Right.
and we may need to add this or that.
And that brings up education. Now, are you planning on being at the health fair?
Yes.
Have a
we're
booth
gonna
there?
be
Let's
there,
talk about that.
definitely. Well, we're excited because nobody really knows that Legacy is here in town. Everybody knows about Hospice of the Hills, and we're trying to get our name out there and be known because we actually have 17 offices between Alabama and Arkansas. So we're pretty big, but we try to keep it more of a down-home kind of, you know.
So you have a booth and you have all the information.
Yes, we'll have
you'll
everything
answer
there.
questions.
We'll have brochures. You can ask questions. So we'll be there.
Awesome.
And hospice in general is a service that is just a good service. Actually, no matter who provides it, because it is well needed, it's underutilized, and it's, you know, I can't think of anybody that's ever had to have a hospice service that wasn't appreciative and so glad that they had someone in there to help them.
Well, certainly raising awareness to our community is going to help with that.
And it honestly, it breaks our hearts to hear stories of people who had no clue that hospice was here, and we could have, you know, helped the pain and helped every, you know, situation that they had, and they don't know about it. I've cried with so many people that they tell me I didn't know, and it really it needs to be known big time.
Okay.
And if I could just mention real fast, you know, hospice is a service that is no cost to that patient or family. Medicare has a hospice benefit, and Medicaid covers hospices, a lot of private insurances, but also even if you have no insurance, we don't care. We want to take care of you, and so then we would provide all the same services as an indigent level, and we never, ever send a bill to the patient or family. And so I just don't want anybody to ever worry that,
Right.
Good.
I wonder what this is going to cost
Yeah.
me.
Well, when you come to the health fair next week, make sure you stop by will you be there the
Yes.
entire time?
I think so.
24/7?
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. Stop in and talk to Mellie. She'll have more information about that and contact information, how you can learn about if you have a parent or grandparent or someone that may be in need of those services, they can get more
Right.
information from you.
And
All
it
right.
actually could hit any age. We actually have a patient in North Arkansas that's 7.
Wow.
So,
Our range goes from 2. I think in this
2
office
years
it
old.
goes from 2 to 102. That's what we've had. So it's sad.
We'll stop in and see them when you go to the health fair next week. All right. Thanks so much for
Thank
being here.
y'all.
thank you.
Up next, let's talk with Rebo Roberts and also Jessica Reese. They're going to be talking about feeding the Ozarks. Stay with us.